I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat.
The upcoming 8th season of Game of Thrones has fans really excited as they count down the days to the last season of the franchise. So now it's the perfect time to look back and relive the epic moments of the half-man on screen during the first 7 seasons.
You're Tyrion Lannister, Queen's brother?
Greatest accomplishment.
Tyrion Lannister is often referred to as the Imp, referring to his dwarf appearance. But what he lacks in height, he surely and cunningly makes up with wit.
I am the gift.
Welcome to the TV Regent, and today I'll be talking about the top 10 epic Tyrion Lannister moments that I think totally stand out. Let's begin.
Let's go kill them!
Starting us off at number 10, we have the trial at the Aerie.
When I was 10, I stuffed my uncle's boots with goat shit. When confronted with my crime, I blamed a squire. Poor boy was flogged and...
This scene from the first season sees Tyrion put on trial. Being his first trial by combat, his nerves are indeed tested. Now, the scene proved to be a key event in the build-up to the War of the Five Kings. In the scene, we see Tyrion taken prisoner by Lady Catelyn Stark and her sister Lysa Arryn, and accused of the attempted murder of Bran Stark and the murder of Jon Arryn. Being surrounded by people who wanted him dead, Tyrion identifies the situation as another opportune time for his wit. He achieves this by simply being snarky and trolling the whole proceedings with perversion and sarcasm.
I flogged the one-eyed snake. I skinned my sausage.
We see him acquitted of the allegations after Bran champions for him in the combat. This meant he avoided the Moon Door, and though he was still stuck in the Aerie, at least he was free. We also learned that the Imp gambled on the fact that Bran was a sellsword and would most likely step up to fight for him in the combat.
Lannister always pays his debts.
At number 9, it's advising young Jon Snow.
You're Ned Stark's bastard, aren't you? Did I offend you? Sorry.
This epic moment sees Tyrion in the royal entourage heading to Winterfell. While there, he bumps into a frustrated Jon and offers him some guidance and advice. He accentuates to the young Jon Snow the importance of wearing his weakness as his armor.
Wear it like armor, and it can never be used to hurt you.
This is our first example of Tyrion's wisdom. We see more as the season progresses. This moment also paints his personality in a different light, that perhaps he's not the monster that the Westeros public believes he is.
What the hell do you know about being a bastard?
All dwarves are bastards in their father's eyes.
At number 8, we have the slapping of Joffrey.
All because of a war you started!
You're talking to a king!
And now I've struck a king. Did my hand fall from my wrist?
Tyrion's budding courage and hatred of his nephew Joffrey would come together beautifully in Season 2, where he was acting Hand of the King. Even before we knew that much about Tyrion, his pure violent hatred towards Joffrey clearly showed. This isn't the first time that Tyrion took his nephew to task, but it's possibly the most satisfying. The Imp's habitual slapping of Joffrey still stands as a fan favourite, and this one came off emphatically.
Where is the stalker?
Let them have her!
If she dies, you'll never get your Uncle Jamie back. You owe him quite a bit, you know.
Moving on to number 7, we have another trial for Tyrion.
Really? Father's orders. Well, we mustn't disappoint Father.
In the 4th season, we see Tyrion put on trial for Joffrey's death. Though he maintains his composure during his biased trial, he couldn't help but have an outburst directed at the entire courtroom of liars, schemers and hypocrites, triggered by the betrayal from his lover Shae.
I know that he's guilty.
As a man who's been mistreated his entire life and then put on trial for an assassination he didn't commit, he laid into the great and good of King's Landing with great pleasure. He then throws the trial into frustration by demanding judgment via trial by combat. This scene is memorable for the way Peter Dinklage, who portrays Tyrion, expresses his anger and frustration towards his tormentors.
I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had.
At number 6, we have the speech at the Battle of Blackwater.
They say I am half a man. But what does that make the lot of you?
This scene takes us back to the 2nd season when Tyrion was still loyal to the Lannisters and was also the Hand of the King at the time. We see him deliver an impassioned speech to his beleaguered men before bravely leading them into battle.
Don't fight for honor, don't fight for glory. Don't fight for riches because he won't get any.
The battle was an attempt by Stannis Baratheon, brother of the late King Robert Baratheon, to take King's Landing, but Tyrion masterminded a plan to protect the city. The moment he delivers his magnificent speech is quite the scene as even the common folk get fired up. At number 5, we have Saving Sansa.
Whatever my traitor brother has done, I had no part. You know that.
This epic moment highlights Tyrion's nobility among the rest of his peers, as he's the only person who dared to stand up against Joffrey during his reign of terror.
Someone get the girl something to cover herself with. She's to be your queen. Have you no regard for her honor?
In this episode, we see Sansa bear the brunt of Joffrey's cruelty, with the king getting Meryn Trant to beat and humiliate her before the entire court. Sansa's saved by the arrival of Tyrion, who puts a stop to the entire melee. He refers to his nephew as a half-wit and reminds him of the fate that befell the Mad King.
You should not fight her brother's battle, you half-wit.
Can't talk to me like that.
The scene's capped off by an intelligent remark towards Meryn that clearly showcases his intelligence and wit.
Bronn, the next time Sir Meryn speaks, kill him.
At number 4, we have killing Shae.
Tywin. My lion.
In this scene, we see the cold-blooded side of Tyrion. As soon as he escapes from prison, he heads to his father's chambers, only to be met by the naked body of Shae on his father's bed, implying that she was sleeping with him. Startled by Tyrion's presence, Shae grabs the dagger from the stool and a scuffle ensues, with Tyrion strangling her to death. This moment proved that the imp was a product of his barbaric environment and even had his own dark side.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Moving on to number 3, we have threatening Cersei.
I hear Joffrey plans on fighting.
An inspiration for the troops. The young king in his shining armor, fighting to defend the capital against the wicked old rebel.
Fans of the show clearly love the dwarf for various reasons, but one has to be his eloquence, even when he's threatening. Regardless of the fact that Cersei's his twin sister, Tyrion perhaps hates her the most.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
No, I'd say you possess above-average intelligence.
In this scene, we see him deliver a hollow threat towards her. His threatening words would haunt Cersei for years, always scared of losing her happiness, her kids, and her life. The scene is memorable as Cersei tries to act unstirred by her brother's comments, but she's left visibly distraught.
I will hurt you for this. A day will come when you think you're safe and happy, and your joy will turn to ashes in your mouth.
At number 2, we have killing Tywin.
This is how you want to speak to me? Shaming your father has always given you pleasure, hasn't it?
All my life, you've wanted me dead.
Patricide's never something to be celebrated, but Tyrion killing his father is definitely an exception. Tywin Lannister brought Tyrion up, belittling him at every opportunity he got. Not only did he openly state that he didn't consider him a son of his, Tywin constantly made him feel like he brought shame to the Lannister name.
You are an ill-made, spiteful little creature, full of envy, lust, and low cunning.
After strangling his former lover, he then continues on to find his father sat on the privy, and with all the anger he'd been bottling up inside, he duly dispatches his father in a hugely purging moment. The epic scene is one of the moments in the series that undoubtedly made him the most dangerous.
You're no son of mine.
I am your son. I have always been your son.
And finally, at number 1, we have approaching Daenerys' dragons.
I'm here to help. Don't eat the help.
In this scene, we see Tyrion interact with the dragons with no fear. In Season 6, Tyrion pays a visit to Daenerys' dragons as he's concerned about them with their mother away. These full-grown dragons would intimidate anybody, but Tyrion stands his ground and tells them how he so badly wanted one when he was growing up.
When I was a child, an uncle asked what gift I wanted for my name day. I begged him for one of you.
For some reason, this moment gives credence to the popular fan theory that Tyrion could be one of the prophesized figures known as the 3 heads of the dragon. The scene is definitely one of the bravest Tyrion Lannister moments.
Next time I have an idea like that, punch me in the face.
It's with good reason that Tyrion has remained a firm favourite with fans throughout the Game of Thrones run. Tyrion's proven himself in battle, scintillated many with his speeches, and surprised us with his heart and nobility. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a comment on what you liked about it or anything that you think should have made this list. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and also contribute to my Patreon, and you can find the link for that in the description box below. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any of my new uploads. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on the TV Regent.